Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 3 Ethereum NFTs I think you guys might want to look into. Now, of course, when I make videos on projects like this, I like to try to find things that are actually quality and not garbage, because unfortunately there's an awful lot of garbage out there. So if you guys are new and you guys are ready to get into it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let's get right into it, folks. So the first project that I wanted to cover here is the Indifferent Duck. Now, the reason why I originally found this project is actually not through a software or through Rarity tools or anything like that. I actually found this project by taking a look on OpenSea. Now, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best hacks you guys could use to find projects that are starting to perform well that perhaps haven't yet. So you go to OpenSea, of course, and you take a look at the homepage, and of course, the top collections page over the past 7 days is going to show up. Now, what you guys can do is if you find something that looks like it's ready to perhaps perform very well but hasn't yet, sort by 24 hours. So what you guys can see here is that Indifferent Duck has actually gotten to the number 10 spot over the past 24 hours in volume. I mean, look at this percent increase. It is literally bonkers. So I think this is actually very cool because with the 24-hour tab, if you could find an NFT from this list that you find to be affordable, I think it might be worth it, considering there are projects on here that, for the most part, are very expensive. Because right now, the Indifferent Duck, in terms of volume over the past day or so, has even more volume than Prime Ape Planet, a lot of other big ones, NFT Board Money, tons of other ones that are pretty big, the Clone X1, tons of different NFTs that are very big. You're actually seeing other ones on here that are dwarfing some very popular projects in volume. So when we take a look at the Indifferent Duck, again, I think they look pretty cool. I know these eggs are interactive in terms of being able to actually create your own variant or your own type of duck. And the volume traded, again, when we look on OpenSea here, is pretty nuts. 702 Ethereum, that's an awful lot. So definitely a lot of sales going on. We have 3.1K owners, which is always good. And when we take a look at the activity, guys, you guys can see there are tons of different sales going on here. Literally every minute someone is buying one of these. Even earlier today, they were higher. And of course, when we take a look at the floor price, you guys can see it has been going up a little bit. And of course, if we are to take a look at the longer trend, it's headed down a tiny bit, considering we saw such an extreme surge earlier. But I still think this has a bright future ahead of it. Again, considering the fact that it has managed to stay above the major projects here over the past 24 hours. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that these guys also have a huge Twitter community. So as you guys can see, there are a lot of very active people on their Twitter, tons of different people tweeting at them, purchasing them, etc., and they did sell out relatively quickly, so that is always cool. And again, with these Ethereum NFTs, they are more expensive. So, when you factor in, account gas fees and all of that, selling out on Ethereum is a lot tougher than selling out on, say, Solana. So that's definitely something worth keeping in mind as well. And before we go any further, guys, make sure to check out my Patreon down below in the description. If you guys would like to join Matt's NFT Dojo, I have access to tons of awesome stuff down below in the description. You guys could go over there and for only $10 a month, get access to all of this, including my altcoin checklist for those that are interested in investing in altcoins, as well as my NFT watch list and tons more, including my private Discord community. You guys know, tons of awesome stuff on the Patreon. Make sure to check it out with the link down below in the description. Now, the second NFT that comes to mind here is actually called Fanta Bear, which I saw here on OpenSea a little while ago, and similarly to the Indifferent Duck, what I like about this project is the fact that the volume here is humongous. I mean, take a look at this volume here, the activity, every minute, literally there are people buying this stuff every minute, just snagging them up. I spotted this on the floor was a little bit lower than it is now, actually, and what I think is so cool about these guys is, again, the art is really nice looking, it's unique. I haven't really seen anything that has this kind of flair in a long time. I do think this is generally a good project. And when we take a look, of course, at their Twitter, you guys can see, a pretty good community, around 12,000 followers, and their Fantaxi, which was founded in 2006. So they do have a little bit of history behind them. And it looks as if the community here is pretty strong. I think they're either from Japan or China or something like that. that. So definitely do have, really cool sort of vibes going on here. And I don't know what language this is from here, Chinese. So I guess they're going for like a Chinese kind of flair with all of these artwork, designs here. So definitely a cool project. Again, sometimes these projects are going to be better than others, but for the relative price compared to the volume, I think we do have some potential here. Because keep in mind, guys, that is something I'm always trying to factor in, is price to volume. Even if a project to you may not look particularly exceptional in terms of the artwork or the community or whatnot, if there is an exceptionally high amount of volume in contrast to a relatively low floor price, sometimes that is worth getting into. Because for the most part, a project that has a very high volume is going to have a very, very high floor. Even a regular project that, goes for, say, 1 Ethereum, that's a lot of freaking money. So when it comes down to it, we want to find projects that hopefully we can catch on the way up as the volume is increasing, yet the floor is still low. Because as the volume increases, they're getting promoted more on OpenSea, they're getting promoted more on social media, they're reaching more people's names, and that's ultimately what is going to matter. Now, the final NFT that I wanted to talk about is something that I've actually mentioned in some previous videos, but these are about to have a major development. So the Illuminati NFT here, as you guys can see, has undergone a few different phases and, of course, had their completed public sale. But so far, what this looks like is just a simple GIF of the Illuminati logo, right? Nothing particularly amazing here, but what I do think is cool is that, again, on the 7th, we're going to see some new information. They are saying again that there will be some reveal happening, and when we check, of course, their Twitter, art reveal tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, related to Decentraland. So if this is going to be on Decentraland, I would say that this very much has a chance to go up in price, to go up in value. So I definitely do think this has a good deal of potential. Again, the art style that they are advertising, very cool, very unique. I haven't really seen anything like this. Again, they own the Twitter @Truth, which is weird and I think pretty cool. So they're going to have some collaboration with Decentraland, which is humongous. Decentraland currently, with their plots of land, has a floor price of around 4 Ethereum. And Decentraland, of course, is the biggest metaverse crypto out there right now. So anything that collaborates with Decentraland, at least in my opinion, will probably perform well. And in full transparency, guys, on this list, the only NFT out of the 3 I mentioned that I own is the duck, like I talked about. So the other 2 NFTs I've been talking about, I don't own. I have nothing to gain from talking about them, but I simply do think would be nice to take a look at if you guys are trying to snag up some better Ethereum projects. So with that being said, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Again, check out the Patreon down below in the description if you guys would like to join Matt's NFT Dojo and get latest access to tons of different NFT stuff, including an NFT community over on Discord where you could talk to me and have me review your projects, any of that stuff. So with that being said, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Matt. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.